Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. Today is Groundhog Day. Luckily, we don't have to repeat this day. Not much going on in the sports world, except for the Red Hawks are still undefeated. Got to talk about that. Also, which city would suck to be in more, Arizona or Vegas? And who's excited to see the Melania movie?
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots. And with all this Epstein crap, right, left, I don't give a damn. Just go with Christ.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. We are in the throes of February, the vast nothingness in the sports world. Besides the Super Bowl this week, we got college basketball. It's February, so we can care about college basketball. So here to give his take is A1, Miles Behind Enemy Lines. What up, dude? There's a lot when we have not talked college basketball at all, and all of a sudden you take a look and you're like, oh, it's juicy. College basketball is juicy. You know what? Shame on us. Shame on us for not talking about Miami of Ohio, Nebraska, Michigan. That UCLA IU game was off the chain. Michigan State was exciting on Friday. Just, man, like, shame on us.
I disagree. Shame on me because Indiana football has consumed everything in the college sports world. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so fucked in the head. Like, I don't know how to handle this anymore. I'm wearing a Texas swimming national championship shirt because clearly my IU championship shirt. So I'm like, something champions. So Texas swimming is the closest thing I had to grab living in Texas now. I don't know what to do with myself. But yeah, we're in the dog days of February now. And college basketball is actually kind of lit and no one is talking about it. Not literally no one, but it's so underappreciated right now. And the insanity going on. We've got Kobe Pate in Arizona off to a historic start. You mentioned Miami of Ohio, who's not even good at basketball, is undefeated because the MAC's that bad. And
Florida
then
just
you've
dropped
got
100 points
dude,
yesterday. Like,
I wanted to talk about that later because I was like, my sneaky pick is, well, just the national champion last year, the Jordan Kiddigs of the world. Happy belated birthday to you, young 30-year-old. Shit. I mean, Florida's right back in it. It's the usual suspects, but then you sprinkle in the reverse IUs, that being Nebraska and the Fighting Hoibergs. Like, it's an exciting year of college basketball. It really is. It really is a lot going and a lot of legit contenders and a lot of great shooting teams and terrible defenses. We love to see that as well. And like college football is finally done because we decide to start the playoffs at the end of December and then in January, and then basically it's February 1. Oh, college football finally ended, and we had a historic team with my Indiana Hoosiers, and we're still not done talking about it. But the NCAA tournament's a month away. Go F yourself.
yeah, like literally it is time. I mean, yesterday, Nebraska and Illinois, good game. Just even look, Penn State, Minnesota yesterday was a good game. 77-75 Penn State.
Yeah, that's a future CBI hookup right there. 10-12 taking on 10-12.
Purdue on the road dropping 93, Iowa dropping 84. Iowa. I mean, let's just look at the Big Ten in general. So,
it's balls deep. You think the Big Ten's deep in football right now?
Oh my, yeah.
Welcome. The Big Ten also plays basketball. We used to talk about that back in the day. It was SEC football and Big Ten basketball. Welcome back, Cotter. The Big Ten plays basketball too.
USC.
It's a very, very deep conference.
USC.
That's IU's next game on the road.
Is 16-6. That is their record this year. And guess what they are in the Big Ten? Do you have an idea? I have it pulled up.
They're sub 500, aren't they?
Yes, so that makes them number 11 in their conference.
They're 4-5, aren't they? Aren't they 4-5?
5-6.
Oh, okay. Game behind. Yeah, they
Ohio
were one
State
game under
is Ohio State is 6-5, which
and
is good enough for 14-7.
projected a tournament team, a bubble team, but
UCLA,
projected in.
who just lost to
They're
IU,
seven
what
and
a
four.
game!
You're
Yep,
7-4 now.
15-7 overall. We're 7th. Look at this: Purdue, Wisconsin, Michigan State, Illinois, Nebraska, and Michigan. That rounds out your top 6 in the Big Ten. When I say
Balls deep.
loaded, that is
Balls deep.
absolutely loaded.
And
Give me a
and
conference
guess
that can.
well. And let me pause you real quick. Obviously, Michigan and Michigan State are top 10 teams right now, including Nebraska and Illinois. I don't want to forget them, but I really feel, and we can talk about it because you're the guy who's the go through it guy. And I kind of want to debate that with you about college sports. And I don't even know how you feel about it. I don't even know how I feel about it with go through it, considering the NIL and open portal. But I feel like, well, Nebraska and Illinois, no. But Michigan and Michigan State historically have been through it, even though their teams and coaching, well, Michigan State's not coaching staff, but Michigan, different coaching staff.
Yeah.
But I feel like their more stick-to-itiveness has them in it. But even in the same breath of all of that conundrum, I don't see a Big Ten team win a national title for the first time since 1999 either. When Michigan State won it, it's like you've got Arizona, you've got UConn, you've got Duke. Like, God, this year's
Clemson,
loaded in college basketball, and ain't
Virginia.
no one talking about how damn good college basketball is this year. It's disgusting. And it's our own fault. It's our own fault.
You ready for the ACC? Because
Oh,
it's
please.
not bad. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
Duke's good. Duke's very good.
So
And so is the UNC again.
How about Cal? Which, yes, Cal. I know that's awkward, but
The
Cal
Fighting Mendozas of Ghost Pass.
in the ACC, they are 16-6, which is good enough for 10th place
What?
in the ACC. Cal.
Well, what's their conference record then?
4-5. Same as
Because
Syracuse.
Louisville's not bad. SMU just lost to Louisville. SMU's a tournament
here we go.
team.
Yes, SMU's 4-4, 15-6 overall. Virginia Tech is 5-5, 16-7 overall.
Typical Virginia Tech to be on the bubble.
And now the rest of these teams are above 500 in their conference, starting at number 7, Louisville, North Carolina, Miami, NC State, Virginia, Clemson, and Duke is undefeated in conference.
Virginia's kind of back, and they're still not believable. Yeah, and we're still not bought into them, and they're ranked like barely top 20, and they're 18-3.
Yeah,
man.
So
it's deep this year.
Today, Monday's game, North Carolina at home against Syracuse. That could be a good one.
Well, Syracuse is just trash, but you know.
But look, in conference play, you never know.
Right.
But the top 25, when you look at that, I think we're at a point in both, definitely football, but in basketball too, where I don't know if the top 25 gets us horny anymore. Do you get horny for the top 25,
Adam?
Honestly?
So here's what we need to replace the top 25 with is basically bracketology. I don't care that bracketology doesn't matter because the top 25 in basketball means the least of any poll ever. I'd rather follow top 25 of swimming. What they need to do, ESPN, go ahead and take your Joe Lunardi bracketology and put the bracket rankings next to the team. Don't give me a number 19. Give me a 7 seed in the East next to that team. And then also you make it sexier for the Miami Ohios of the world, which I get they're ranked for the moment, but give me a 13 seed in the East next to a mid-major team. I'm going to tune. Oh, that clicks harder. Top 25, of course, doesn't matter in any sport, but in basketball, it means the absolute least. Go ahead and give me a projected seed for a team that I'm not tracking or even thinking about or dreaming of. You want to talk NC State? Is NC State ranked in the top 25 right now? I haven't seen them lately in any top 25, but you want to go ahead and throw an 8 or 9 seed in the Midwest or the East or even the South next to them, then I click with, oh, this team's in, and now they're playing another team that's projected as 6-7 seed. Hell, Cal, you brought up. They're magically a team that's in the picture for the first time since Antonio Gates was balling out for them. Okay, you got my attention. We know the Pac-12 is dead. I don't mean to make it harsh on you, but Pac-12 After Dark in football, we love that. Make Pac-12 After Dark essentially, it's the ACC because it's the All-Coast Conference now. Make it relevant. Don't give me the top 25. It may not be a top 25 team, but if you're telling me they're a bubble team or they're projected an 11 seed or a play-in team in the first four or a 10 seed out west, let me know that. Put the C next to their name instead of no rank or 24th rank. And then I'm clicked in and I'm bought in. Now I'm watching more. And maybe folks like us would be talking about college basketball a month ago while college football playoffs are going on. That's on you, y'all.
Yeah. But you look at these teams, 2 losses, 3 losses, 4 losses, just flood the top 20. And then Miami of Ohio have not lost at all.
Right.
And they're,
Haven't
as of this
beaten
week,
anyone,
ranked
but
24th. Yeah, but
still
come on.
beat Akron.
Miami has had the same schedule for the last 100 years. They've never been undefeated. So at some point, you still have to give them props.
And the Kent States and the Akrons of the world that are 4 or 5 lost teams that are always, hey, that's a team to watch out for. They'll get a 13 or 14 seed, but that's a potential upset. So Miami now probably gets an 11 seed. Let's assume they will lose a game or two because I think they will. They're winning overtime game after overtime game. They're blowing out teams here and there, but the Akrons and Kent States, who I just mentioned, are still good and playing them close. So they'll probably get clipped. Whoever wins that conference, assuming Miami of Ohio, get an 11-12 seed. We want to see them play on True TV or TNT or, God forbid, CBS come mid to late March.
After Practical Jokers.
Right, of course. Yeah, you got to get the marathon first.
I feel like that's what made them famous.
College basketball, yeah. Right.
Because they would, when you watch True TV and they have a commercial for Practical Jokers, it's funny every time. The commercial for Practical Jokers makes you want to watch it. Then you get stuck watching it and you're like, oh, these guys are funny.
You have no idea. Now you can understand what it's like to be in the military pulling 24-hour security. All we watch from about 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. is True TV and Practical Jokers.
Yeah.
And then you get the commercials and the Green Gobbler. Green Gobbler Clinic. God damn, we're talking about the Green Gobbler? No, it's a real commercial they play on True TV. They're like 6 to 7 times every commercial break with Impractical Jokers. And then, come March, people actually watch it for 4 to 5 basketball games of conferences like the MAC going on.
So I was just double checking. I knew that Miami, the Redhawks who hail from Ohio, I knew that they didn't play anyone, but I just wanted to see Mercyhurst. Their logo is the M that looks like U of M, like Michigan. Mercyhurst. They beat them. Then they played Buffalo, Akron, Bowling Green, Milligan.
I had a guy that I coached with who coached at Milligan as the running backs coach. That's out of Illinois.
How about December 2nd? It was a Tuesday. They beat IU East Red Wolves 109-65.
That's like the Ball State South.
Which, you want to say Ball State? They did beat Ball State, and that game was like it was 1 or 2 possessions. That game was actually close. No, it was 86-77. But UNC Asheville, Maine,
the game was close at that point.
UAPB, Air Force, Trinity Christian.
Can we throw in that elemental?
I think it's a girls' school. Trinity Christian, I think that's a girls' team, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah, so, Adam, the point you're making is Miami of Ohio will not go undefeated and win the national title to break IU's 1976 streak. If it's going to be a team, it would be Arizona, which I really like this Arizona team, man. They're really good, but at the same time, they break my heart. Arizona is my favorite non-IU team in the country. Brent Patelio, you know it. You got me a lot of gear. You worked for them before you came to IU. You know I love Koa Pate, best freshman in the country, and he does a lot more in scoring. He's just dropping 15 a game, but the dude fills it up. inside, outside, defensively. He can lock down. He can board. But I assume Arizona is going to find out a way to lose a game in the regular season. I think that's better for them. I think that's definitely better for them. Arizona, definitely a national title contender, unlike Miami of Ohio. It's a great story, but they're not going to be there. And then the usual suspects of UConn and Duke loom large. Michigan's there. There's a lot of people out there talking about like Michigan. Yeah,
You like
the
Dusty
Big Ten's
May? You like Dusty?
Yeah, I love Dusty May. He's a fantastic coach. He's a fan. I mean, look at what he
Hard
did
not
at
to love
Florida
him.
Atlantic. I mean, you look at the past with Stevens at Butler. He's mirror image of that. But it's one of those. Hey, Adam Marino, the been through it's, and Michigan has been through it, sure. But with this current team, have they been through it? Like, I
Right.
want to know your take. Do you think the been through itness, I'll call it that. Do you think that also applies to college sports?
Not in the same way. Absolutely not. Because you absolutely have more turnover. Now, in pro sports, you do because free agents and this and that, but you have a level of people who can stay. And in college, it just simply is not that way.
It's free agency every year, but the coaching staff can stay. It's insane that the coaching
And
staff
they've
in
been
college
through it usually.
sport, but also maybe not. Like I was thinking about this earlier today. I was like, no, that's insane to think the stick to itiveness, the stay with itness, or the been through itness. It absolutely doesn't apply to college sports. And then I was thinking about, of course, being biased, i.e., football. And then, of course, new quarterback of a different team, but it was the same coaching staff. And they kind of went through it last year. They lost. It was only one game, first round. But I was like tricking myself into it, talking to it like maybe there is an element to it as well in college sports.
Definitely.
And maybe it's
but just not the same.
I agree with you. I agree with you completely. It is not the same at all. But then because you bring it up, it's like it's still professional. Because guess what? College sports now is professional sports. It's just a different level of professional sports in a different way. But it's not applicable to the players like it is in pro sports. It's more applicable to the coaching staffs. Because nowadays, yeah, of course, coaching staffs leave, the Lane Kiffins of the world, da. But those that stay, it's more likely the coaching staff stays anymore in college sports than it was the players. God damn it! Like it's kind of backwards the way we think of it anymore. It's bizarre to think about that, and then it kind of festers in the brain. And I'm like, college basketball, will this affect Arizona? I think first and foremost Arizona, because UConn, I don't care about your players, your coaching staff has done it. Been there, done that. They're back. Duke, I don't care who your coaches are. And of course obviously the assistant came up through Coach K. It's just institutionalized in you that I have a bias that I believe more in UConn than in Duke. I believe in UConn and Duke more than I do Arizona or even a Michigan or even a Michigan State, despite them being around. They just haven't won in a long time. It's kind of funny to think about and how much that gets in my head. Like our own bias plays in, but at the same time, those same schools keep winning over and over again. So I don't think it's too far off either.
So UConn, their one loss is to Arizona, and Arizona has wins against UConn, Florida, Alabama, UCLA. Some pretty good wins for Arizona.
Arizona's so damn good. I love Arizona. They're my favorite team outside of IU in college basketball, but I don't trust it because, again, historically, it's my own bias that keeps me away from thinking they can actually get it done because they haven't been through it in about 25 years.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. These teams have played well over 20 games now. It's time to pay attention. So, keep your eyes out on these, about 10 teams that are really starting to lock in. Duke, another one.
There's a lot of good basketball
Duke is back. Yeah.
There's Stojakovic shooting lights out in Illinois, and they're really not that good, but they catch fire. If they could do it for 6 straight games, Illinois can magically win a national championship. I don't think so, but they could.
Yeah.
It's wide open, but in the best way possible because there's a lot of really damn good basketball teams this year.
Yeah. So yeah, interesting to see how it shakes out these last few weeks, and then getting into March Madness and March Sadness for the teams that don't make it, and we'll have a whole show dedicated to the teams that didn't make it and why they should have, as we have over freaking 60 teams that made it. I like, when you really look at it, every year there's like these bubble teams, and it's like, hold on,
Right.
everyone and their mother gets in. So if you
Right.
didn't make it, like, dude, you
Right.
lost a lot of games, a lot.
Not just the Final Four last year. Look at the Elite Eight. It was all chalk. Like for the first time ever, it was all chalk. But at the same time, it was Florida, Houston, Auburn, Texas Tech. It wasn't the
You loved
usual
it.
suspects historically.
But it was still
great,
really
but
good
it's like,
teams.
I hate the top seeds. Well, who cares? They made their way there, and it wasn't the historical teams like UConn or Duke. Well, Duke made it, but they got beat out in the Final Four with Cooper Flag. But just let it be. Enjoy it for what it is. And whether it's the top 1 seeds or whatever it might be, that's the great thing about college basketball. That's why it's the greatest tournament in the world. No offense to the World Series of Poker, but the college basketball tournament is the greatest tournament ever, regardless of who gets there. It's wide open every year, and it's a bunch of college kids. Whether they get paid or not now, it's still going to be wide open. I think this year's going to have a little bit more mayhem than before, even with it being very, very top heavy.
And last year was really top heavy. And
it was it was. And it was a bunch of the top seeds, even though it wasn't. Florida and Houston was the national title game. It wasn't Duke, North Carolina, UConn. It was new blood, so to speak. But still, it was the 1 seeds that made it to the Final Four.
Right. All right, let's shift to the foosball, because it's not the devil, and let's break down the coaching, because we got some jobs that have been taken now, and I'll start in San Francisco. We'll get that out of the way because is brand new. I mean, it's only been
Adam's
20,
like, I want to talk
hours.
about Miles. You talked about yourself enough. I want to talk about me.
No, and I want to get it out of the way. It is national news. It's not like me just being a homer, but I do like as a human and as a coaching acumen and coaching pedigree and that sort of thing. I will say I am on board with Raheem Morris. The last episode with Johnny Dell, most of you know I host a 49er podcast with him. We behind the scenes have been talking quite a bit about this, who is going to get this job, and it was either we were going to keep it in-house or it was going to go to Raheem Morris. That we literally knew that. So this wasn't crazy, but it was like, okay, they made the decision. Here we go. And so Kyle Shanahan has known Raheem Morris. They coached together at like 2 or 3 different places. They've known each other over 15 years. I think that there is a level of excitement with Kyle bringing him in. It wasn't just like, oh, he's the only guy left. I think he was excited. I think this was a deal that was done probably more than a week ago. You know how that stuff goes. They keep it, close to the chest. They have to get stuff dotted and things signed, and okay, but there was tons of texts and
I's
calls.
crossed, T's dotted. Yes.
I assume that they had this stuff locked in, and Kyle was excited, and I'm interested to see what he does with these players who will come back healthy. I mean, Fred Warner's ready to go right now. Bosa will be back. And then the young guys played a lot. So here's the thing to watch out for that a lot of people may not know who don't follow them. The 49ers are historic for not playing rookies. They quote unquote redshirt them. So
Sure.
Talanoa Hufanga, right? Stud now with the Broncos. When he first came to the 49ers, he didn't play much. And then all of a sudden, sophomore year, his second year, boom, you start making these Palomalu plays and this type of thing, from linebackers to linemen. You look at, we're really excited for CJ West because next year's his second year. So we're looking for him to break out. The 49ers do not play a lot of.
IU does pretty well in the second year. Just saying, under good leadership, does pretty well under the second year.
I'm pretty
No
sure.
bias at all.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
insider
Well,
anything.
no, that's not biased. That's fact. They're the only team that went undefeated. What are you talking about?
Oh,
Yeah.
keep stroking my ego more.
Yeah. So this is what I'm excited to see is that we played a lot of rookies because the whole team was injured. That's been well documented. We are the most injured team over the last decade. So that's what I'm kind of excited to see what these players can do. And Raheem Morris is a mighty fine coach. I think we'll be good to go. Also, we talked about this with Johnny Dell. Whoever has to coach in the AFC West and the NFC West, here are your coaches that you have to go up against. Andy Reid twice, Jim Harbaugh twice, right? Like the Shanahan twice in the NFC West. Like the Raiders and the Cardinals. Yikes. Like, woe to you who gets that coaching job. Like, you're just going to get someone who's excited to coach because you have a gauntlet. And so I knew that Kubiak was probably, you can't really close the deal when he's kind of gearing up for a little thing called the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a done deal. And then what's your take on Arizona and the Raiders basically having their guys?
Well, Arizona has hired their head coach now. So
officially,
I think that was kind of, I think that was inevitable. I think I think it's an okay hire. I think they could have done better, but at the same time, I feel like the pool is kind of thin. I think Las Vegas is in a better spot, and I think Kubiak will be their guy, and I think that's not breaking news to anyone. I think he's the better coach, and I think he's a better fit as well. Now, it would have been fun for me had Chris Shula gotten the Vegas job because that's nothing but bias. You can imagine Mendoza going from, well, I get it's the defensive side of the ball, but a defensive coordinator there that I worked with when he was a GA and I was with the program, and then Chris Shula. Understand, I've been drunk with that guy multiple times. Like, how fun is that? A future NFL coach that's now arguably the best, if not a top 3 defensive coordinator. He and I got ham sauce multiple times. Mark, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there. But anyways, it could have been going from that, who was a GA, and now Chris Shula is the Raiders head coach. That would have been fun for me, but that's fine. Kubiak, I think, is the best fit for Las Vegas, and I think
Mendoza
that's
coming
the best situation. Right. And and this is kind of going back to my whole Bo Nix argument. It's not that it's the best of the best. It's what fits, and that's what matters when you are at the bottom. The Denver Broncos weren't necessarily the bottom of the division because, well, the Raiders. But I think it's a good fit if you got Kubiak coming in and you've got the guy with the right mindset. He won't get caught up in the hoopla. I mean, obviously Mendoza's jersey is going to go triple platinum in the Latin community. Unequivocally, I'm going to buy my Latino son a Mendoza jersey. I mean, that's common sense, so I'm going to buy into it. But I think it's a good fit, and it's going to make him more competitive. And I absolutely unequivocally believe that the AFC West is much, much easier to get back in the fight in than the NFC West. I mean, obviously the Chiefs have shown their vulnerabilities. I think they're going to continue to be vulnerable. They're going to be way better next year. But the staying power of the AFC West, come on. The Broncos, obviously he snapped his ankle. He's going to be back. But you can't tell me the Broncos are going to be as good as the Seahawks, as good as the Rams, and then your boys. All 3 of those teams, to me, are better than the AFC West champion this last year. So don't even talk to me about where I'd rather be. Of course, I'd rather be with the Raiders. So it comes into that, and you got the number 1 overall pick over on top of that. And sure, I'm biased towards Fernando Mendoza. That's clear. But let's use some common sense here. The dude is autistic. He is, I'm not saying that as a joke. He is autistic AF, and he's got a football IQ that makes Albert Einstein come in his pants. The dude knows ball, and the guy is obsessed with ball. And look who his head coach was this last year. He's more obsessed with watching film than him. And he learned that. And he's going to be up his ass the rest of his life because that's how these guys work. So going into a Raider situation, Kubiak, who I think his father got undermined for a number of reasons. Gary Kubiak should still be coaching the NFL if he wanted to. Gary Kubiak was a fuck of a head coach, especially in the Houston area. With that situation, turned that program around, that franchise around. And now his son, I think he's smarter than his dad. And his dad's a part of it. Kubiak going to the Raiders, not saying that they're going to be in the playoffs or even in that hunt, but they got some weapons. And the AFC West is less hard to navigate than the NFC West will be for a while. So give me the Raiders, the Cardinals, that situation. Toss up. I think you're set up for failure. Sorry about you. I'd personally rather be in the Phoenix area right now than Vegas, despite tax reasons. But Kubiak, I think, has an opportunity to have some serious success, assuming he's going to be hired. He's going to be hired after the Super Bowl. But assuming that happens, I think some things can happen with the Raiders as long as he brings in the proper and doesn't buy into this Davis bullshit and the pornographic whatever, this, that, and the other. As long as he inserts his foot and make sure that Tom Brady is actually the one running the show, I think things can actually change in Vegas. I really believe that. Sure, I'm biased. That's fine. We know that. But come on, let's use some sense here. It's a better path for those in Vegas than it is in Arizona. And you, even using your bias, you can redact that and dedact that. And no, the AFC West is easier to navigate than the NFC West.
1,000,000,000%. And the Raiders can only go up because they went so far down with Pete. They weren't expected to go that far. Yeah, but the Cardinals weren't expected to do anything. Pete was expected to win some games. Like, not win the division, but win some games. And he just didn't. So I think the Raiders can only go anywhere but up. The Cardinals can stay where they are because of how good the division is. They can.
Yeah.
They really can stay at the bottom and do it looking poorly. They really can, no matter who's there. But the Raiders, they have a chance with that roster to really improve. And so 1,000,000,000% the move is the Raiders if you had to choose one. I'm excited to see. I think the NFL, there's certain teams that the NFL is just more fun when the Cowboys, Packers, 49ers, Bears, Raiders, teams like that, when those teams are good, the NFL to me is more fun. So I think if the Raiders are good, it's
can
a
I
good
make
thing.
one last point about this? So being where I am in DFW, I already got gifted an Ezekiel Elliott jersey for my son. Cowboys jersey. 1, check, loss. 2, I already said, because, it's Fernando Mendoza, a Raiders jersey for my son too. So what a Latino sellout I am. I'm going to have a Cowboys jersey and a Raiders jersey for my Latino son. Don't ice me.
And scene. All right, there's the Instagram reel. That was solid. All right, so speaking of ice, let's shift to Epstein.
Those are 2 top stories.
Segue.
Fuck the economy.
Well, look, we're never political on here. Look, I don't know enough about it anyway, but this is sports related. So This is absolutely
Both of them. You bring the Olympics to this because there was, hey, what's it with ICE in the Epstein files? It's really sad. And then people were giving the Olympic Committee shit for it. And she was just saying, it's just sad. These are the top headlines in the United States that it's taking away from the Olympics coming. So I didn't mean to take that away from you, but to make your point, like, yes, it is
yeah.
sports related because that's what people are talking about in the sports world right now.
Here's what I'm wondering. We're talking about crazy things happening in the sports world that affects pop culture. It affects all kinds of stuff. Let's go backwards a little bit to the basketball thing with, um, you know, we haven't heard much since Chauncey Billups and these guys. And I feel like
Oh, I forgot that happened.
exactly. So I'm just saying, what are they gonna, with you got the Giants owner, on the Epstein list, you got all this stuff with
Well,
Trump and all
the
the
FC files. It's not the list. There is no list. It's the files.
okay,
It's the
yeah,
files.
but
There's a
same thing
difference.
to me. To me,
No, to you. And see,
I don't.
that's the funny. It's all a distraction. It's all a distraction. Like with the whole Epstein thing, the things that matter about it, all the people are dead. They're all magically dead. They either killed. Oh, I'm sorry, can't say that. They unalived themselves or they unalived themselves. So this whole thing, I know where you're going with the Giants owner. We'll never know. It doesn't matter like what we think about it. We will never know for sure. And we all read it like, hey, this billionaire in New York, guess what? Every billionaire in New York was tied to Epstein. All of them, 100%
Yeah,
were tied to. And because your name shows up in it, doesn't matter. Oh, this should be unredacted. Well, innocent, if you actually go through and read it, innocent people had their phone numbers in there because they were like, uh, they were mobilized. I'll put that word because I don't want to say the other word and get us censored. They were mobilized and they threw out their phone number and then that got censored. So it's all a mess. And again, once you get government involved with anything, your life sucks. Sorry, that's my politics. Government makes everything worse. That's what it is. And right, left, up, down, center, whatever. Government makes everything worse. They're all terrible. They all suck. And the worst of the worst run the government. Whatever your beliefs are, right, left,
Ti
center.
for president.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, he's got to get some
I would say.
electricity back. Well, he put his hand. Anyway, moving on. So, look, with the Giants owner, his name being in there, we don't know. This whole thing, hey, this girl would like to meet you. That could mean a million things. It could have been a fan. It could have been Adriana. It could have been an underage person. It could have been a horrible human being. We don't know. We don't know. We'll never know. And guess what? The emails, all the files came from a horrible liar and a horrible human being. So we don't know what the truth will be because the files are mostly emails from a horrible, horrible human being. And because he was a child, you know what? Who knows if his emails were truthful or not? We won't know. And that's unfortunate. But guess what? You and I are Christian guys. We know there's life and truth beyond this world. It'll be handled beyond this. And
Right.
that's unfortunate in some being humans. That's unfortunate that we won't get the truth, but it'll get handled. It'll get handled, and what needs to be done will get done. And those that need to repent, they can repent. And you and I are bad dudes. We've done our own share of shit. Never on the level of this whole BS ever, obviously. But look,
We're just
flawed
idiots.
human beings. We're just idiots. We're not Epstein level morons. We're just idiots. And my wife. Oh, never mind. She just wants to kick my ass for being alive and breathing. I've got enough shit to handle with being married to a woman in her late 20s. My God, I couldn't even imagine trying to go out elsewhere for it. I've got enough shit going on handling this family with a Latina in my life. Oh my God. I
Worried
can't
about the
imagine
Giants
just
owner.
dude, I couldn't even figure out with this stress, how do I even make enough money to even pursue something as terrible as all these Jamokes are doing? Who knows what the truth is? We won't get the actual truth. So be it. Everyone, unredact. I want this, that, and the other truth. You're not going to get it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the information you get. You're not going to get the real truth. If you think you got the truth, guess what? It ain't real, because who's feeding it to you? The government and or the media. And they're going to lie to you and or at the very least withhold real information for you. So move on with your life. And you know what's better for you? Just listen to us, because we're going to give you a comic relief from the bullshit. And guess what? We're just normal dudes. We're like you. We're going to be the same old chamokes and idiots we were yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And that's it.
Today and yesteryear. So
Forever throughout the universe.
you talk about comic relief. Are you saying you have seen Melania? That was released.
Dude, I wish I could make it to a movie theater. Oh my God. My daughter could not go there. Now, my in-laws, they're very much right-wing nut jobs. And they're, again, from Brazil and all the crap they're going through, which I could spend 6 hours talking about that. They would love to see that. I'd like to see it because Melania is attractive. But her life, I'm not into style. I'm not into fashion. I'm not, obviously, and like you, I just kind of tilt right, and I'm trying to give that political stuff up to be more of a man of God and just admit myself as an idiot. Probably should be semi-institutionalized. But when she came out for the inauguration day, I was like, that's the Joker. And I still kind of want to bang it.
So
I'll hit that.
I saw this thing. It was in Boston that they were paying people to $50 to go see the movie, and it said
That makes
you
no
must
sense
remain.
in Boston. That makes no
You
sense.
must remain in
Boston?
theater. You must remain in theater. It said
So I knew with all these protests going on, like the leftists were paying these rioters, but right wingers in Boston are paying people to go to the film. I hadn't heard that one.
yeah, I saw that online. Who knows if it was
I
real,
heard the
but
film was doing well. Maybe that's true, but that's in Boston. That doesn't track at all. I don't know who would go up to Boston to pay people to go see Melania, but I digress.
yeah, just weird that they even had this movie out. Like, I just don't understand what's happening. But yeah, I will not be checking it out. One thing I will be checking out tonight is part 2 of the 49er documentary produced by Tom Brady on AMC. So get your AMC subscriptions handy.
Don't go watch that.
What the
Don't
weirdest?
waste your time. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
Yeah,
Next
just one of the
subject,
best
Adam.
dynasties. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Watch the
last
college
night,
football playoff on ESPN Plus about the Indiana Hoosiers. That's a lot better. Texas swimming too. Whatever.
All right, a reminder, guys, to get your Sports Idiot Nation gear and coffee mugs and all that fun stuff. It's hoodie season. First, click the link below right here in the description. Reminder that we are on all of your social medias, wherever you get your social media. New episodes of Sports Idiot Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Wednesday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
you would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.